I've been singing my entire life. I started actually classically trained opera, musical theater, but I've always been a rocker, metalhead, so I've just been doing it my whole life. Hi, I'm Madame Mayhem. I started off singing and going to vocal lessons as a child, and then I started learning to play piano and then guitar after that. I'm a grunge baby, and then as I got older, I started experiencing more music, and my taste just got heavier and heavier and heavier, and here you go, spikes and all. I use the VoiceLive Touch 2 for so many different things. Whenever we have an acoustic set or in the studio, we love to play around with it. There's so many cool options, and on the road even for live shows. I love to play around with it and change it, especially during writing sessions. But with the VoiceLive Touch 2, there's a few staples I like to use, like the baby mix-a-lot. I love that, and we always use the harmonies, and the bands and I are starting to put together loops now that we can use for live performances. So I love the VoiceLive Touch 2. Even though we do hard rock music, we're trying to figure out how we can incorporate all these great harmonies and different effects and sounds within it, because it's a cool contrast in a way. Vocal technology has definitely changed my perception of how vocals work in a band, because usually you just get up there, sing, bands playing behind you, but with the vocal technology, especially with all these TC-Helicon products that are awesome, you're able to really make a full sound vocally that can compete just as well with the instruments that are blaring behind you. Being in a rock band, sometimes it's the vocals escape during a live performance, and it's all about the drums or the really loud guitar solo. And with the technology now, you're really able to put a spotlight on the vocals with that technology. So we have a current album out now called Now You Know, and we are already in the studio working on a new one with Corey Lowry and Clint Lowry, who were my co-writers on this album. It's turning out to be pretty awesome. It's gonna be an amazing album that's really raw and real. We create music differently each time. I can have a melody idea that I throw out there, and then we build it from there, or if there's lyrical content that I want to really, something that I'm feeling or a story I want to tell, we go that way. Or if there's just an amazing riff or just, vibe or even beat in the rhythm that I want to make sure that we use, it never starts the same way, which is why it's so interesting, because each song is written a different way. One song that I'm really proud about is this song called Monster. It's out now on the album that's out now, and it's about not letting people tell you who to be and embracing your inner monster. And that doesn't have to be something bad, it's just really who you are. Because growing up and wanting to do this career, there are a lot of people that are like, what's wrong with you? You should be trying to do a real job. And then the people in the music industry or musicians I was meeting growing up were like, why are you doing this? You're not one of us. And I always felt like I'd never really fit in, because I was either, one way or the other. And that was really the inspiration for the song Monster. And I really like it, especially since fans and people come up to me and they tell me that it means something to them too. And that's when we connect. And that's the greatest feeling in the world. So Monster would be my favorite. When I'm writing lyrics and writing songs in general, it's really from my guts. I tend to write from real frustrations, real emotions, and actually recently playing a show, I was singing some of the new music, and I realized I'm really just telling this audience everything about me, like every deep dark secret, every weird feeling I'm having, and it took me a second to be like, oh wow, but that's really what I write about, and I think that's what people relate to the most. It's the things you're afraid to write about, the feelings you're afraid to tell people about, and that's what I tend to write about.